Rashad Hawkins reporting here about the nullification crisis that just happened. So, let's talk. First, let's start off. Who were the key players, states, and ideas in the nullification crisis? Let's see. John C. Calhoun seemed to be a supporter of the crisis. He promoted the states' rights. He was one of the most experienced and powerful politicians in the country. In the 1830s, John Calhoun was the vice president, but he resigned as president due to some tariffs and taxes that mainly targeted the southern countries, and he didn't like that. So he resigned, and then he became the Senate of South Carolina, where he originally came from. After becoming Senate, he seemed to give out ideas of what he wanted. He wanted to nullify the state rights. He wanted to nullify the states. Okay? The laws. Saying that as a state we can choose and nullify which laws to follow. Interesting. But this was very controversial. As a result, for a time, it appeared that all conflict might result in South Carolina if South Carolina succeeded from the Union. Very interesting. We will have later reports. I'm Rashad Hawkins. Signing off.
Carolina isolated itself. I felt that all of America wasn't growing together as a whole. Therefore, the nullification crisis hindered America's growth.
The Nullification Act was important because it dramatized the differences between the North and the South. The North tried to protect its manufacturing industry by levying important tariffs. It was mainly paid by the South, who had only their one commodity, cotton, which was cotton. They needed many imports. The reason it's still important today is because without the nullification crisis, the compromise tariff of 1833 would have never started up.
The question that I'm answering for this project is, what were the long-lasting effects of the nullification crisis? With that, in about the 1830s, the nation was put on the path for the Civil War. Many soldiers died, many homes were lost, many farms were gone. People couldn't provide for their families. They couldn't buy any food, couldn't buy any goods or any daily materials they needed. The cost was going up, and they didn't have the money for the cost.
The nullification crisis was a constitutional struggle between some states and President Andrew Jackson. The states didn't want to pay the protective tariff that Jackson wanted, and the states claimed the right to nullify or declare void the tariff. This will have meant that the states didn't have to pay the tariff. More importantly, it will have meant that the states would have had authority over the federal government in a basic economic matter like the tariff. The states involved withdrew their objection to the tariff mainly because of yet another compromise bill introduced by Henry Clay. This bill gradually reduced tariffs for 11 years, putting off the nullification question until then. Some states and President Andrew Jackson, the states didn't want to.